Hi, this is Kent Julian with liveitforward.com, and I wish you could sit in my living room with me every November and December when I start setting my goals. I mean, the energy and the excitement in that room, it's totally unbelievable. But I also wish you could sit with me in March or in July or in November when I keep hitting roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. And I'm sure you experience the same things that I do. I'm sure in November and December when you're setting your goals, you get so excited. The energy is so thick you can actually feel it. And yet, when March rolls around, or July rolls around, or September rolls around, it's hard to bust through all of those roadblocks. Well, I want to share with you one idea today that has absolutely revolutionized the way that I do life, and it impacts the way that not only I set goals, but the way that I go after and get goals. And because this video will be a few minutes longer than usual, I just want to give you a picture of where we're going. We're going to set some fence posts for ourselves on how we can take 100% responsibility for some major areas of our lives. Before we get to the conclusion, though, let me give you a concept that has absolutely impacted my life in multiple ways. It's impacted me personally, professionally, in how I lead other people. It's E plus R equals O. If you've ever heard me present, you know I talk about E plus R equals O a lot. You know that I talk about how you don't ever want to settle for being normal. I mean, who wants to be normal anyway? Normal people don't make history. And if you want to be somebody that leaves your mark, that makes history in a positive way in other people's life, you have to embrace the equation E plus R equals O. And by the way, this equation here, it's not original with me. It comes from W. Clement Stone, and I've heard Jack Canfield speak a lot about it, but it's impacted me so much. It's impacted my personal life, my professional life, and the way that I lead other people, that I think about it all the time. And in fact, I'm always wearing a wristband that's E plus R equals O to remind me of this important equation. What normal people do, what the typical person does, is they believe E equals O. Events in our lives equal the outcome. And so what that means is if they have a good event happen in their life, good outcome in their life. But a bad event happens in their life, negative outcome in their life. And it's pretty easy to see that if you do what everybody else is doing, if you're just normal, if you're just ordinary, that equation is not going to lead you to success at all in anything, personally, professionally, relationships. You need to add something to that equation to help you be successful in the truest sense of the word. And that's where the R comes in, our response. And the success equation, the equation that if you really want to make history and make a difference in this life, is E plus R equals O. The events plus the only thing we control, which is our response, equals the outcome. And if you embrace that equation, it's events, whether they're good or bad, doesn't really matter as much as your response, because your response shapes the outcome. It can be a tough event in your life, and you can still have a positive outcome if you take 100% responsibility for your response. I love E plus R equals O. I love that equation. I love embracing that mindset. And when it comes to goal setting, I do the exact same thing. And what I've done is I've set up for myself in my life, in my business life, in my personal life, in how I lead other people, I follow what I call are the 4 fence posts of 100% responsibility. So when I'm setting goals, I'm thinking, and when not just when I'm setting goals, but actually when I'm going after and trying to achieve my goals, I'm thinking the 4 fence posts of taking 100% responsibility for my life. There's 4 things, 4 responses in my life that I have complete 100% control over. My attitudes, no matter what the event is, I have the ability to control 100% how I'm going to respond with my attitudes. I have 100% control over my actions or my accomplishments. I have 100% control of my associations, who I choose to hang out with. And I have 100% control of my articulations, what I say in any given situation. So if I remember the 4 fence posts of 100% responsibility, the great thing is this: there's no event that's going to keep me from being able to respond in such a way to accomplish my goals. Do you see how big of a difference E plus R equals O makes? And here's the great added value, the great added bonus of the 4 fence posts of 100% responsibility. If I take 100% responsibility for these 4 responses in my life, these fence posts will continue to expand in my life. The area I'll get to play in will just grow and grow and grow and grow. Because the more responsibility I take, 100% responsibility I take for my attitudes, my actions, my association, my articulations, the more opportunities are going to come my way. But the moment that I quit taking 100% responsibility for my attitudes, actions, associations, and articulation, guess what happens? You guessed it. Those fence posts begin to shrink, and I get fewer and fewer opportunities. So I know you're probably excited about your goals for this year. I know that setting them just gave you tons of energy. But when you're hitting those roadblocks and it's getting tough to go after your goals, I want you to remember the 4 fence posts of 100% responsibility. And I want you to take 100% responsibility for your attitudes, your actions, your associations, and your articulations. And if you do, I guarantee you over time, your fence posts will expand and you'll get more and more area to play and run in and make a difference in the world, because it's true, E plus R equals O. It's the equation of success.